Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. We are having a look at the new event vehicle, which is coming in next week for War Thunder. This is the F-106A 1972 version. And basically, what this is going to be coming in at 9.3 for America. And it has some kind of interesting parts to it. Obviously, it's a pretty quick vehicle, has a massive engine on the back. If you don't know about the F-106, by the way, it's a vehicle that was designed to be another one of these kind of like American very fast interceptors. Oh God, the Russians are coming. Oh God, the bombers are coming. Send up these boys as quick as possible to hammer them out of the sky with missiles and also nuclear rockets. So a pretty interesting machine, really, and one which I'm very surprised we haven't seen before. By the way, we are recording this live on stream. If you want to get the Twitch drops for War Thunder right now, you can come along to the stream. You can get them. They're all free. They're here for a week. Make sure to come and do that. And if you have any additional questions, make sure to come and ask. But when it comes to the F-106, what you have is another vehicle that's going to fit in that kind of 9.0 to 10.0 bracket. 9.3 is where it is right now, and it wouldn't surprise me if it maybe moved to 9.7 or maybe even 9.0, like depending on how people play it. But it's a very, very high demand vehicle, and with the event coming out, I'm just super, super happy to see it. So let's talk about a few things about this. First of all, it isn't just a new plane, a unique plane that's coming in. It's also bringing in some unique parts to it too. So first of all, we have the Falcons. So here are the Falcons. This is what they look like in the game. This is the AIM-4F, which is the Super Falcon, and then this is the AIM-4G. Now, the F-106 gets access to both of these missiles. This is its quote-unquote main armament. It can carry four of these, and basically you have four pylons which are dedicated to missiles, and then you have two pylons which are dedicated to external fuel tanks. So you'll have four missiles, and then you'll also have the gun on top of it, which is a Vulcan, which, to be honest, I think is going to be the main armament, even though the vehicle was kind of designed to use stuff like these AIM-4s. So the AIM-4G, you can see the only difference between this one and the F is the seeker head. That's because one of them is a semi-active radar homing missile, and the other one is an IR guided missile. So one you'll need a radar lock for, the other one you won't. It's a heat signature. It's a heat seeker. So the IR one should probably be a bit easier to use than the semi-active one, but you can technically use them in different ways. So the semi-active one you can use in kind of a head-on way, kind of how people use the R3Rs on MiG-21s, or at least the early MiG-21s, and then the IR missile will actually have to chase them. Now, looking at this missile and looking at its kind of stats in the game, we actually talked about this earlier on if you saw the previous video. The stats on these are terrible. These missiles are looking awful compared to pretty much all of them that are around, even similar to like the AIM-9B, but even worse in certain areas, such as one of the key problems with this vehicle, and you can actually see it based on this kind of like trigger system they have back here. So this will be the first IR, or well, it will be the first semi-active radar homing missile in the game, which does not have access to a proximity fuse. What this means is these missiles need a direct impact to hit the enemy plane in order to explode. And their explosive mass in these missiles is about half as much as what you would find from a standard missile. But if it hits, it will kill. The problem is it's going to be very, very hard to actually hit with these things. So we're going to test these later on when these are available on the live server. Right now, all this stuff is sat on the dev server. So it will basically come out in the next few days. I'll make a video on it and talk about it for you too. So if you have a look at the vehicle, it doesn't just have access to the hard points here. You can see one here, and you have this kind of like interesting area back here, same over here, but you also have the internal stuff. It looks like it has some kind of like pod on it as well. Not entirely sure what that's about, but basically there's some weird things here, but there's not going to be any ground like attack stuff. It's only just going to be an air superiority vehicle. Another unique thing that this vehicle is getting is drop tanks. So they've actually ended up modeling both sets of drop tanks. So you have the left one, which is right here, and then you also have the right one, which is here too. So these are specifically for the F-106. I don't think they're actually designed for any other vehicle that's in the game, and that to me is kind of cool. The fact that they've put in so much effort, not just for the missiles, but also for the external tanks and the model itself. And on top of it, I know there's been a lot of talk recently about bomber cockpits once again and about how vehicles themselves should get more and more cockpits. Well, for this event, for this F-106, you're also getting a fully HD cockpit too. So this event, as a summer event, it has pretty much everything if you are interested in aviation. You have a banger plane, which at the BR, yes, there will be issues with using the missiles, and yes, there will be issues in terms of actually kind of, not having countermeasures, which is one of the biggest issues in general. But mainly with the F-106, you're getting a really crisp, cool design and a really interesting one in terms of how it's going to fly. It also has the radar for the semi-active radar homing, so it shouldn't be too different from the radars that you see around the place. And also, even just like the stick being modeled, like look at that. Oh, it's just, I don't know. These models in War Thunder nowadays are just insane. Like, I can't believe how much the game has grown in terms of just having these things in and just how beautiful it is. So hopefully we can get the other kind of F-100s style stuff in the game, but I'm super, super happy to see this one too. Another Mach 2 capable vehicle that's probably going to be a little bit too low in BR compared to where it should be, but that area of 9.0 to 10.0 is a little bit of a weird one anyway. One thing I will also discuss, like in the future, I'll do a video talking about how to grind this thing. In order to be able to get this, you do need to play air battles, so air arcade, air realistic, air simulator, and then also grind out 35,000 mission score every 2 days, starting, I think it's either next Wednesday or Thursday. But when the event starts, I'll make sure to make a video for you and to kind of have a look at it too. So, as always, look after yourselves, peace be with you, and I will see you next time.
I'd just like to thank GMG Smiley, CD Beans, Chieftain Mike, EMN3 Galaxy, Tulio Pontecorvo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Ozzy Panzer, Alan Hacker, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Sem, Aslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.